Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time tuning in, please do well to subscribe, leave a like and comment if you can, if any of this resonates with you in the course of the video. Also, if you're a returning subscriber, you're the real G. Kisses. So, just as the title says, let me give you a little bit of gist of why I started homeschooling my child, just for context, so you get the whole picture of everything and if it resonates with you. So, I primarily started thinking of homeschooling based on fear. Would I call it fear? Yeah, some people will call it fear. Some people will say you're too hyper. You know, those parents are very hyper vigilant. Parents that are too, they care too much. Whatever name they call it, you get what I mean. But you guys, the truth is, the honest truth is, I suffered for that girl. You see, this is my daughter. I went through a lot for her, and my mind cannot take it. Oh, sometimes when I go to my son's school, 6 years old, and they're like, oh, when will Adasa start school? By the way, my daughter's name is Adasa. When will she come and start school? School tia, meaning in Yoruba, school has come. Oh, it's now time for school. And I'm like, if people will share camera with me, oh, if you will share your camera with me, no problem, she will start school. But if you're not sharing your camera with me, hold your camera, let me hold my child. And that's just because my mind cannot take it. I don't know what she's doing in school. She can't make full-blown sentences like, mommy, somebody slapped me. Mommy, somebody pinched me. God forbid, nobody will slap my child. Nobody will pinch my daughter. But I'm just saying, I'm just scared. I'm just scared of those kind of things, anything. And until she can make such full-blown sentences of any sort, then she will start school. But for now, I chose to homeschool my daughter. And you might be wondering, how do I go about this? At first, I didn't even find anyone who was doing this. In fact, there was a post I saw on Instagram, and it's a mother's blog post. And she was like, we should normalize taking our children to school at the age of 3-4 years. And I'm like, oh, me, I'm even trying to homeschool my daughter. I don't seem to find anyone doing it. I don't know anybody doing it. I've not found anyone online doing it in Nigeria, by the way. And a lot of comments were under my comments, and they were like, oh, I've been schooling my child for so and so years. I've been doing this. People started tagging other people that were doing it. I'm like, wow, we're having plenty. Wow, thank God. So even one made a comment, and she was like, you could start. I mean, if you could come to comment that to get a guide on how to do this, that means 1 or 2 people out there are also looking for resources like this. So that's why I'm making this video today. I want to point out that I also am the kind of mommy that don't run away from motherly duties, so to say. I am that mommy's mommy, if you get what I mean. And if you don't get it, let me explain. There's one of my friends that is always asking, when your children are on holidays, you know how mothers are like, oh, school should resume, please. Oh, these children can disturb, let them go back to school. I'm not that kind of mother. I would rather want them in my nose if I can. If I have my way, I would rather want my children in my house 24/7 than outside. Best believe I'm that kind of mother. I love to do motherly things. I'm graced for it. I want to think so. I love mommy things a little bit too much, and yeah. So I have some notes I've already made. These are things that have helped me. So if you're looking for, oh, how do I start homeschooling my child? I've made all those notes down, things that helped us to the stage we are, which I will get to that. And yeah, so let's dive into the video proper. Number 1 that I made on my list. So because you're dealing with toddlers, and I mean, they're just starting to learn how to write or how to do anything at all. So first things first, is your motivation. Whatever is making you homeschool should be your primary motivation. That's what will keep you going. That's what will not make you get tired or agitated or angry. I mean, they are toddlers, they are children, so I'm talking for toddlers. I don't know about the bigger. I think those bigger ones are even easy, because I mean, they now know a lot of their left and right. But for toddlers, so you don't get angry, you don't pour anger on them, you're not agitated, you're not stressed. Whatever is making you start homeschooling, maybe based on health matters, based on any other thing, anything at all. I need to also note that I allow tabs for my children. I'm not against using tablets in the house. It's controlled, but I use tabs. I allow tabs for my children. And Why I'm mentioning this type of a thing is because I never sat my daughter down to teach her anything. So things like when I got the materials, which I'll show you in a bit, I got some materials for her to start, for us to use to start our homeschooling things. And when she opened it, she could recognize more than half of the things that were there. I didn't teach her. I've never taught her before. I've not sat her down to teach her anything. Obviously, she got those things from her tab. So things like fish, oh, mommy, this is fish. And she'll make the sounds. She'll say, this is dog. She'll make the sounds of a dog. She'll say, this is star. She'll even sing a song to it. I'm like, I didn't know she knows these things. She mentioned a lot of things that I'm like, wow. So obviously, she picked one or two things from the tab. So I control their tablets. I just load it with educational stuffs, turn off the internet. They don't have internet access to it. And I let them just watch it over and over till, like, I mean, it enters their head, especially for my 6-year-old, my boy. He has the science, educational things on his tab. And then throughout that month, you just see him say, Mommy, do you know that? Do you know that? Do you know that? And that's just because he kept on watching it. So those knowledge, those quiz questions have really stuck. Fastest animal and stuffs like that. So the same thing with my daughter. I give her Miss Rachel to watch. She watches VeggieTales. It's a Bible stuff. She watches number blocks, which is non-blocks. She watches anything that has to do with colors, wheels on the bus, the normal wheels on the bus we know, objects, all those kind of things. So obviously, I think that's where she picked one or two things from, and that's why she knows those stuffs. So yeah, I allow tabs, and it's helping us alongside our homeschooling. The second thing to note is that you have to do your research. Just the way you're making research now, you stumbled on this video. Yeah, that was what I did as well. It's something you should do as well. Make your own research that suits your child, especially if your child comes with health challenges. I think you should make a research on it, because my own pattern might not just work for your own child. That's just it, because you know children are different, and I might be doing the one I'm doing and you might be doing the same thing, and you just see that the child is not learning because your child is peculiar. And yeah, so just make your research and see what works for you. But this is what worked for me, and if it's something you know that okay, we could both do together, then we're all in this together. Number 2, or whatever number, so I don't lose track of numbers, but I'm just going to tell you what we started with. We started with scribbling. You know, that's the first thing toddlers do. They just write jaka 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 jaka. The first thing you might notice how they hold their writing materials, their pencil, is this way. So you see them writing this way. My daughter did that. Or they're coloring pencil this way or this way. So if your child holds it this way, there's nothing to be scared of. I mean, they're babies. They're just starting. They're just learning these things. And if they hold it this way, good for you too. So obviously with time you transition into this. So my baby started holding hers this way, and we started learning motor skills, and the motor skills is holding the pencil this way. Activities like spooning, that is pouring rice from one cup to another, or using spoon to pack the rice, and then she pours it into something else, just to make their motor skills stronger. Pages online, you can find online. I'll put one on the screen where you can find these things for toddlers that will learn how to use their motor skills. I didn't buy any of that, but what I did was we all eat together. So she knows how to handle a spoon. She knows how to pick rice. I'll say, okay, mama, pick your rice. So in the process of where she's picking it, you know, she'll pick it this way. So obviously that's also a motor skill training. In just your day-to-day activities, you could teach your child motor skills, from telling her to pick something from the floor. Mama, pick that. Yeah, that will just strengthen the motor skills, the hand motor skills of the child. Your child should start with scribbling. I mean, that's the first thing they do. Jargons. Let me show you. This is what I'm talking about. So this is obviously rubbish. This is the jargons that they write, which is scribbling. The second thing I noted was controlled scribbling, where you put a box and then she scribbles into the box. That one, you can guide them and just hold their hand and not force, please. Just put your hands on their own hand, try to guide them to hold their pencil this way. If your child is holding it this way, you guide to hold it this way. And yeah, she just starts scribbling into the box. So now she's aware that when I put a box and I say, Mama, scribble into the box, she actually scribbles into the box because I've taught her to scribble into the box literally. And we did that for 1 week. And please note that the learning time for babies like that, my child is 2 years old, in case I didn't mention. You can start earlier than that if that's what you wish to do. But we started at 2, and this is the controlled scribbling I'm talking about. So this is the box, and she just writes literally jargons in it. So Mama, scribble into the box. So she scribbles into the box. As you can see, you can't see much of anything outside the box. I will show you the materials I got for her in a bit. We also have a writing board just in case she wants to practice more. And yeah, I just have a board accessible for anything we want to do. Maybe you should get that. I just allow her draw anything. I have a marker. From controlled scribbling, we have from dot to dot. You make a dot here, and then she connects the dots to the next one. That's from dot to dot. And then after that, we move to multiple dots, which is you put a dot here, you put a dot here, and you put a dot here. So she connects the dots however you want to do it. But literally what it means is that just connect the old dots. Then we have creating patterns, which is circle and square. Your daily activities, buy apples at home. When she sees it, she's like, apple. I'm saying, yes, apple is like a circle, round, round, round. So I make it into a song. I just form, you guys, I form songs. So it just sticks, do you get? So you can do things like that, things you find around your house. She knows the shape, use it to identify shapes for her. Then main writing skills, that is strokes, slant, and curve. So stroke down, that is what she will use to know how to write a number 1 and 2. A dash, a curve, all those things, you introduce those ones. When you want to teach numbers, you start with things like 1, because 1 starts like a stroke down. You start with those ones that has strokes and dashes and circles. Starting with alphabets, you use sounds and jolly phonics. Use A for apple, B for ball. So here are some materials that I got. Let me show you. This one is coloring, to color in. And yeah, this is a 1 picture color book. More than 40 pages of different things to color on. I got this one, baby's first coloring book. It says from 12 months. So we have a ball. So this one tells you what to color. This one says, color me red. It says, color my petals orange. Then it's a lot of things to color. So affordable. I will leave the handle on the screen in case you want to get. This one as well is dinosaur with 90 some pictures to color. So there are 90 pages of things for the child to color, like 90 pages. Can you imagine? So you will not lack anything to color. These ones are my favorites because it's white and clean and it's big. Like it has this carry-on stuff here that you can just hold it. Then it has a lot of things to do, just nice stuffs for you to teach. So we have the alphabets. We have the alphabets. So it came with this, and I've ordered a pack of this. So it came with this marker where she can just use it to trace, and then you can wipe it. Like you can keep using it. You can just keep using it over and over again. It's really nice with a lot of stuffs, as you can see. It has the one for numbers as well. 1, 2, 3. Same thing. And then we have a regular exercise book. I have coloring pencils. I have a bunch of them. That's about materials, getting the right materials, those materials that you know your child will need that can help you guys get this homeschooling thing started. I'm not an educationist, I'm not an educator, I'm not a teacher or whatsoever. I'm just sharing my experience. So do what works for you. Your teaching should not be more than 5 minutes. Then from 5 minutes you progress, just depending on how your child progresses. You take a break. Then when you're going on the break, you can do activities like puzzle, peekaboo, find me here, mom, go and find this. I hide this dinosaur and I tell her to go and find it. Matching objects and stuff like that. Also, counting objects. Sometimes we use our coloring pencils and I say, Mama, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I encourage her by clapping, dancing, doing stuff. Good job, Mama. So I do things like that. And another thing to note is, until your child is grounded in one number, don't move to the next number. I really like that, because why are you rushing? If your child doesn't know number 1, why is she doing number 2 already? Time frame is important. Make sure the child masters one first before moving on to the next one. The last thing to note is, be happy doing what you are doing. That's just the truth. If you're happy doing what you are doing, it won't come as a stress, it won't come as a chore, it won't come like a big tax. You just have fun. Have fun. Yeah, have fun with your child. The worst that could happen is that you send the child back to school, so you don't get burnt out, you don't get tired, you don't get irritated. Just be happy doing what you are doing. Don't put too much pressure. Like I said, 30 minutes max once your child gets to that level. For now, we were even working with 10 minutes. 10 minutes of inclusive of the teaching, inclusive of the exercises you are doing, inclusive of the play, the break, all in 10 minutes. So that's what I mean. So you can imagine. I hope I was able to cover everything. And me too, I'm just starting. I'm happy doing it. That's why I'm sharing my experience. If it's something you want to do, I'm encouraging you to start as well. I just started. I'm loving it. I'm enjoying it. Let's do this together. And yeah, please, if you watched up to this moment, don't forget to leave a comment, a like, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell beside the subscribe icon to get notification whenever I upload a new video. And I wish you all the best. I pray that all your efforts will not go to waste. Everything that you plan to do will turn out well, to turn out successfully. I pray that they will learn at the pace that God wants them to learn. Everything will work out fine. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.